Ladies and gentlemen, we're joining right into the action. Making sure that on the production side, everything is going smoothly. But we can just hop straight into the game, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry for being a little bit late. Unfortunately, the DoorDash wasn't coming through. So we are now with Rocket League for today after Rainbow Six Siege unfortunately took a very sad loss today. But hopefully Rocket League can strike back and win us this game. So still back at it again. We got KDO, the rookie, finding a goal to extend the lead to 3-1. Digging themselves out of a very scary hole that Sac State almost came back from, finding themselves at 1-2, but now we're sitting at 1-3. Once again, our players still the same as normal. We got Alien Healer, Whispered, and KDO. Up against the likes of Griffin, Peng Quan, and Arch. Ball's going to go for the meantime. Gives KDO once again another shot, but Arch with a beautiful shot so far. Once again, the specialty of this match is given the fact that both of these teams are undefeated so far, both 2-0. So only one team will come out undefeated once more to continue their havoc throughout the season. Alien Healer's going to go up. Unfortunately, missed the shot off the ceiling. Still, KDO is able to get into a favorable spot, but Whispered's not able to continue. So now they're back on the defensive now. Whisper goes for a shot, or at least tries to go for the defense, but it's going to be Alien Healer that's going to take the glory for that one. And now, with only 5 seconds remaining, it doesn't look like they're going to be able to do anything. Looks like Sac State will lose game 1, despite trying to keep it up in the air. All for naught, really, as Whisper tries to give him a free shot in the goal, but doesn't look like they're going to take it. And as the ball hits the ground, whenever it does, this is going to be 1-0 start for UAA. Beautiful stuff so far. Now, ladies and gentlemen, starting off game number 2. Let's see exactly how everything is going to go on as UAA take the series so far to 1-0. But once again, this is a best of 7, so it's going to be a long one, ladies and gents. So let's see if Sac State's able to extend the series any further and take us the distance. Alien Healer's going to start things off, trying to get things towards the opposite end of the court. And in the previous games, a lot of the teams that UAA have been playing so far have really been lacking that team play. So that's what I'm kind of looking for when it comes to Sac State. Seeing if they are able to kind of replicate the team play with each other and see if they actually have that. Unfortunate shot from there from Alien Healer, as that's going to go a little bit too high and hit the crossbar. As that shot rings through the stadium, but he's going to go for it again. Still trying to find anything he can. Whispered, not able to do anything with that one, unfortunately. So now it's going to allow them to kind of reset here. KDO trying to take it any time further, but still, it's always Alien Healer that's kind of on these ceilings, just looking and lying and waiting for any sort of chance possible. Whispered looking to at least try to get a pass towards KDO, but he's not able to do so. So now it just leaves Whispered in effectively a 1v3 on his own. So now UA is going to have to go back to defense here. little bit scary for the side of the defense, but Whisper's at least able to get it out of dodge, get some nice ball play there, but not going to be able to continue it any further. And now shot goes on goal, but that's going to be a nice, easy give and save towards KDO for the stats. Now Alien Healer back and forth really this game. This is usually how UAA plays for the most part. A lot of the beginning portions are just extremely defense sided, trying to just figure out the opponent, figure out the pace that they want to set, and then once that pace is set, UAA really starts to take over and does a really good job at kind of getting the ball down the field and playing the exact game that they want to play. But after that demo, it's going to shift the pace just a little bit. Whispered's still able to get it in towards shot range, but they're not going to be able to find any sort of good look on it, so unfortunately that's not going to go through. After a couple of saves now, Sac State have been doing a fantastic job so far. KDO is going to get that shot up, and Whispered with the follow-up as well. Beautiful pass off the backboard, and that's going to allow UAA to get up 1-0, and it's exactly what I talked about earlier. A lot of the goals from UAA do come late, unless they're absolutely stomping the opponent. And once they get into that rhythm, it's extremely hard to stop. Shot towards the goal. Could have been a very nice, clean off the kickoff hit there, but unfortunately, that's not going to transpire this time around. Now Whisper is going to continue to go further, but now after a couple of shots there, Alien Healer is able to get that one, so that cleans us up very nicely. Beautiful goal for our team captain there, getting himself on the board. But now going forward, it's going to be a very intense fight here for Sac State to really try to claw themselves and dig themselves out of the hole that they're in, kind of digging themselves even deeper into the ground. Currently 2 feet under. Let's see if they're going to continue to go farther beyond that. Now sitting at 0-2 with only 60 seconds remaining. That's going to be a shot, but a beautiful save by KDO and Whisper to clear the ball. So now things are looking extremely well for UAA so far. Sac State really have been doing, they've been doing a really good job at defending the ball, but that's pretty much the extent of it. Translating that defense into offense has been extremely hard for them, so they haven't really been able to find any sort of success on that front. Now with only 20 seconds remaining, it's kind of looking done and dusted for the side of Sac State, despite a very strong first half. When it comes to extending the series, unfortunately, it's not going to land in Sac State's favor. Beautiful stuff so far from UAA as they bring us up to 2-0. now, as we go into the next one, let's see exactly how Sac State is going to claw themselves back. Once again, if you're just now joining in, UAA is up 2-0 in the series in a very exciting bout so far, especially leading into this, given that both teams are undefeated. And looking to give out the other team's first loss. KDO doing some voodoo magic with the ball, but Alien Healer is going to take care of that one. So there's nothing to handle over there. Now, Whispered looking towards the goal just a tad, but Sac State with their defense once again is going to come clutch for the time being. KDO still looking for any sort of attacking momentum, but unfortunately that's not going to do it. Whispered looking towards that left side of the goal. It's going to get demoed, unfortunately. So now, with only 3 minutes and 45 seconds remaining, once again, this is a very slow start so far for both teams. And now we are actually seeing some sort of attack by Sac State. I would love to see Sac State actually just like commit to these attacks. It looks like they kind of just throw the ball over towards UAA side. I would love to, and I definitely don't think the stats, like I wouldn't be surprised if we looked at the stats for the amount of shots that Sac State has taken, and we see like a very low number. But a low number of goals will not be in Alien Healer's cards, because he is absolutely striking with a beautiful dunk over 2 players. Clean shot so far. Now as we lean towards the latter half of this round, Acadia almost just leads it into the goal there off the kickoff, but Sac State is extremely lucky. As I was touching on earlier, Sac State just really haven't built up a strong attack so far. They have been on the defensive this entire game, which makes it incredibly hard for them to even get anything going. I mean, don't get me wrong, their defense has been fairly strong for the most part. I mean, given the amount of onslaughts that UAA have dealt to them, these scorelines definitely should be a lot bigger for UAA, but given Sac State's defense, it's extremely hard to kind of break the wall that they've been setting up. But when it comes to this attack inside, I mean, look at that. I mean, just right there kind of spells it all, like, or right here as well. They're kind of just like, just shooting it down court, hoping anything goes in. And I mean, I'll just cast or curse it by any means. Huge shot from the side of Griffin here. We love a good caster curse every now and then, ladies and gentlemen, and right then and there is exactly when I would do it, unfortunately. So, I mean, I was really against the amount of, like, kind of long balls, you know, hoping for, you know, any sort of plays from Sac State. I mean, right there, I mean, even though that was kind of a mid-court shot from Whispered, he's still able to follow it up and make some moves on the ball. Really looks like Sac State have kind of just, like, launching it down, Arch Manning style. And unfortunately for Whispered, he's not going to find that one. And this is definitely a game so far where Sac State definitely could turn it around. If it goes 3-0 for UAA in the favor of their series match point, then this is definitely not a favorable one for Sac State. But if you're going to turn a series around, it's going to be in Game 3. So now with the 1-1 scoreline, Sac State have to keep things under control. As a lead towards the opposite side of the goal, it's going to be a demo to at least get things into a 3v2 for Sac State to hopefully spin around. KDO gets an unlucky spawn, so now he's on the opposite side, allowing Sac State to continue their attack. Griffin's going to get the ball passed down, and that's a beautiful pass and a shot. And now all of a sudden, Sac State are in the lead, ladies and gentlemen. And this is exactly what I'm talking about. I mean, they finally have been like taking, you know, the brakes off of what they've been doing with their game plans, with all the defense, and allowing themselves to actually attack and take advantage of that of that body advantage that they had with the demo. Shot's gonna go through, and wow, Sac State actually find themselves up 3-1. UAA, I mean, if anyone knows any football terms, defense wins championships. And I mean, Sac State have had a phenomenal defense this entire game. Maybe it's stalled out UAA just enough to where they can actually start making some attacks. Because, I mean, wow. Yeah, this game 3 is definitely the turnaround for Sac State that they needed. We are definitely going to see a 2-1 scoreline, barring some crazy 4-1 comeback from UAA, but I don't think it's going to happen. Do you think it's going to happen? Talking to you, chat. KDO looks like he has a little bit of a free shot, but shoots it a little too high, so he's not going to be able to find that one. With 20 seconds remaining, that was kind of all she wrote there, really all that she had left. And after a very slow start from the side of Sac State, they find themselves winning game 3 in a 5-1 fashion. And that's what we love to see when it comes to wanting a good game, you know? I mean, respect to our Rocket League team for the last 2 weeks, definitely winning extremely strong games, back-to-back 4-0s for the most part. But you definitely want to see some competition, you know? I'm all for our team winning at any given chance, but I will always prefer to watch a good game more than anything. And if Sac State's able to fight back, we might be in for a good one, ladies and gents. Because, I mean, if you look at the last couple of Rocket League streams, they've literally been like... Sorry, the headset kind of went out there for a second. I didn't really hear myself for a couple minutes, but as I was saying earlier, the previous games and the previous streams have been extremely short for the most part, like most of them being under 30 minutes. So even if this one's getting longer and we have a much better, much stronger debut, then I would love to see how things set up. So now the score line, if you're just now joining in, it's going to be 5-1. Or not 5-1, sorry, that was the score line of the last game. It's going to be 2-1 for the series so far. Sac State looking to strike back a little bit, but UAA still up in the lead in the series. Looking to extend themselves to series point. KO's going to go up for the score, but not going to be able to find anything. A beautiful touch, and that's going to be the 51 from Sac State. But now Whisper trying to look for anything possible, but it's going to be KO and himself all the way into the backside. KO looking for any sort of attack, but it's going to knock the ball towards our UAA corner side. So still UAA looking a little bit defenseless a little bit, but they're still able to respond and get the ball towards Sac State's court. So it allows them to kind of reset here, but once again, Sac State have been really figuring out exactly how to switch up the pace. And despite them launching just mid-court shots, they've been doing a really good job at following up and getting the rotations on. The UAA definitely have been one of those teams that's extremely strong when it comes to their setups and it comes to their rotations. But if Sac State's able to outpace them and out-rotate them, then this could get a very scary match. So far, the ball has always been on UAA's court, but Alien Healer alongside Whispered are looking to turn that around, the dynamic duo, as we've touched on before. Always look to strike, and although that was a really fast shot from Alien Healer, unfortunately, it's going to be Griffin for the steal on that save, and now they're looking to fight back, but UAA turn the tides once more. They're looking to try to get this goal down. It's going to be Alien Healer up for the shot. It's going to bounce it on the ground, but it's Griffin again holding the line for UAA, or Sac State rather, to keep this scoreline at 0-0. And once again, it's Griffin getting the ball out of dodge. No shots are going to be remaining. It's going to be Griffin for the shot, but it's going to be Alien Healer to at least bounce it up towards the skies. Ball is right in front of the net. It's going to have to be Whispered to get a good clear here. And now, I mean, this guy, Griffin, is all over the map. Penquan's going to be the next one up. It's Arch going to be there for the shot. He's not. Nice save from Alien Healer to at least keep the ball alive. 2 minutes remaining now, and the fight goes towards Sac State's net. Penquan not able to get the save. Griffin misses, and now that's a beautiful shot, but Arch saves it. What a crazy save. Ball was in the net, but just doesn't go through. What a saves ring into the chat, and now Sac State breathe a sigh of relief, but that can only last a couple of seconds as now the UAA attack goes on. Shot from the corner, but it goes wide once more. Whispered again with the shot, and he's able to finally clean it up after a very scary bout so far. Whispered's there for the defense, and Griffin this time around is just not able to capitalize. Demo goes through, and that's going to be Griffin down. So Sac State's, one of Sac State's strongest players, not going to be down, but Whispered actually falls as well. So Kideo has to be very smart with this ball, but he's going to end up losing it. Pass back right back to Alien Healer. So at least they have the momentum for the time being, but not all three players are back on the board. This makes things extremely tough now. For UAA. Shot's going to go through, but of course just going to be Alien Healer. UAA's defenses and rotations have been just too good for Sac State to really keep up with. But the scoreline is still 0-1, and with the ball on the opposite side of the court, this is still very doable for Sac State to try to tie it up. 25 seconds remaining, and UAA might find themselves at series point if they win this match. Pencon's going to try to keep the ball up, try to center it a little bit, but it's going to be Griffin to try to get the center. And the last remaining member of Arch still just not in the exact playmaking spot to get the ball into the net. And after Alien Healer knocks this one out of the park, this one's pretty much done and dusted, barring a crazy round. But Kadio's just going to let it hit the game, let it hit the grains of the sand. And UAA find themselves up 3-1 in the series. Series match point for UAA, and these have been extremely close matches against Sac State. They've been doing a really good job at putting up a fight. Leading into game 4, I want to say. No, game 5. Game 5. Sorry, I can't count. It's going to be game 5 now, leading into this 3-1 matchup so far with UAA and Sac State. And Sac State have definitely proven that they're able to put up a good fight, and when all things are clicking, I mean, they won that map 5-1. So they're definitely no team to scoff at, but if you're looking at overall just the natural occurrences of this match, I mean, UAA have definitely had the upper hand for the entirety of it, so I'm sure that they are not worried, but they're still focusing as much as possible to try to figure out when exactly they can go for the strike back. Three minutes and 30 seconds remaining, still looking for anything possible they can try to find. Towards this goal, it's going to be Alien Healer to knock it towards his side of the net, but once again, after the demo, although Sac State were trying to build up a push, it just doesn't look like it's going to be with any sort of resistance. Or assistance, rather. Leaving them defend on their own. It's going to be still 0-0, but UA have been doing a really good job in not letting up any goals until I say something. And then Arch is going to be the one that at least just bounces straight into the net. I mean, a little questionable, but it just like the ball was just a little bit too fast for our Seawolves. Ball's going to go up, and I mean, that is what you want to see if you want to get a kickoff goal, but beautiful shot and beautiful save from Arch, as with the barely any boost that he had left, got his car up there. But once again, I mean, he's just unfortunately going to pass it straight to Alien Healer. Great pass, and an even better goal from our team captain. Ball's going to go through. KDO's going to cheat up, but he loses the 50, but still going to be whispered there for the recovery. Griffin's going to at least knock it down, make the ball a little bit strange here, as you guys going to have to fight to get it out of their corner. Archer's going to keep things weird. Gets a little lucky bounce towards the corner, but it's going to be whispered up for it, as Griffin looks like Sac State kind of looked to respond rather than really take an initiative and advantage of what UA is giving them. Instead, what I like to see from UAA, what they have been doing, is that they're doing a really good job at being the first ones to attack the ball. And even though Sac State have been doing a good job at responding to their initiatives, unfortunately, it just doesn't allow them to kind of go further. So now, continuing this match so far, still looking at 1-1. Alrighty, 1-1 now, as Sac State is looking to extend the series, but UAA is looking to end it to continue their undefeated run within Division 8, or Division 7, rather. Kitty with the shot's gonna be saved by Arch once more, but two good things cannot happen in a row for Sac State, unfortunately. And UAA take the lead 1-2 with a beautiful shot from Whispered. And now with only 18 seconds remaining, Sac State must fight back if they want to continue this series and continue their undefeated run. But after the ball hits the ground, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be it. UAA have won the series. GG's all around. And ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you tomorrow for the League of Legends in-person watch party. Hope to see you there. GG's. UAA win 4-1.